If you ever been an extra or a background actor on a TV show or film, what was the craziest thing you witnessed?
So I was an extra in Degrassi season 12, and one of the scenes that I got to be a part of was this one. So I actually got to the set a little after they'd already started to film the scene. So when I got there and I seen Cam crash into somebody and fall, I honestly thought I was watching Dylan, the actor, crash into somebody and fall, right? I felt so bad for him because right as he fell, the whole stadium just went, oh. But you know what? He got back up, he did the scene again. And then he crashed into somebody and he fell. And the whole place went, oh. And I was like, what's going, oh, we're acting.
So I was a background actor on a few episodes of The Handmaid's Tale, and we were filming outside in January for one of them. But I found it to be okay because every time they yelled cut, the crew would be coming up to us with like blankets and heaters and everything. So that was okay. But about 3/4 of the way through filming, this other background handmaid got up and was heading towards the exit. And as soon as she stood up, I said, oh my God, she's going to faint. And then she fainted. And on the way down, it looked like she had hit her head. She hadn't, on this plinth that was beside her. And so everyone looked over and gasped. And the first person to reach the girl was the lovely Ann Dowd, who plays Aunt Lydia. And she sat with her the whole time and was just like petting her hand, telling her she was going to be okay, that she was doing a great job. And so Aunt Lydia may be an awful, awful character, but Ann Dowd is just a great person.
Okay, so whenever I was in 2nd grade, I was on Barney. Please, no pictures. I'll sign autographs later. There was this one scene where Barney had to skip down the stairs. So Barney skips down the stairs and he tripped over one of his feet. He fell face first and his costume head like flew off. So I'm 8 years old and I'm like one of the oldest kids there. So the other kids are like, Barney's dead. The director runs over and she's like, oh my God, Ben, are you okay? And all the little kids are like, who the fuck is Ben? So that's the story of how a whole bunch of kids learned that Barney isn't real.
So I once did some extra work for Fresh Meat. And we did about 3 days. I think it was for season 3. And all the cast were really, really lovely. Except one. So me and my best friend befriended another couple of people while we were there. And one of them was a massive Jack Whitehall fan. So on the last day that we were there, she decided to build up the courage to go and ask him for a photograph. Now, bearing in mind, not many of us had actually spoken to the main cast members. We hadn't harassed them, you know, it wasn't like we were all asking for their autographs and stuff. We were professional. But this one girl really wanted a picture. And Jack literally turned around to her and said, no, and walked off. So another one of our friends essentially ran after him and like begged him to take a picture with her until he did. Safe to say I'm not a fan.
Okay, so when I was like 13 or 14 years old, I was working on the set of Parenthood as an extra. And we were filming a school scene. It was just like a generic hallway walking scene. So they told us to just walk along the hallway with our partners and just fake talk like. And so we were like, okay, cool. So they yell action and we're all just walking and fake talking and vibing. And then we hear really loud yelling and someone being really upset. And we hear like banging and we're like, what is going on? Who is that? What? And we see someone like fighting a vending machine and we all stop dead in our tracks and we're looking around like, who is this? Is this supposed to happen? We don't know what's going on. And then they were like, cut. Okay, that was perfect. We just wanted to get your guys' real reaction. That's the actor. He's supposed to be doing that. And we were like, oh, okay. And they were like, all right, let's run it again. And we were like, okay.
So I've actually been on a couple of shows as an extra, and one in particular that stands out in my mind is when I was on Drop Dead Diva. Now, I really haven't watched any of the episodes, but I would frequently go on and be an extra for their show. On this particular day, I was a waitress working in the bakery. I don't know, that may mean something to you if you've watched the show, but I just remember that the main actress, Brooke Elliott, she asked me what my name was, and every time the director would be telling me where to go and what to do in between takes, he would just say, hey, you, like, come over here, and she would yell at him and say, her name is Jill. And And I just remember that was so kind that she remembered my name and actually treated me like a person. And I mean, this has been maybe 7-8 years ago, and I still remember how kind she was, because a lot of actors and actresses don't do that for their extras. So that was really cool.
So in 2011, me and my younger sister were extras in Captain America: The First Avenger. But we didn't know it was that film until we got there, because we were just told that it was the film's codename, which was Frostbite, so we had no idea it was an Avengers film. So we were extras in the scene where Captain America is touring like all these different places, and there's girls dancing behind him, and there is a fake version of a German leader who comes up behind him, and then Captain America turns around and punches him. It's this scene that I'm referencing, by the way. And this is my costume, just for fun, thought I'd show you. Anyway, that scene ended up taking a really long time to film. It took pretty much all day, and they ended up firing the kid in the audience who was supposed to stand up and yell, "Sir, German leader is behind you." That wasn't even the craziest thing though. At lunch, I ended up talking to the guy who played the German leader about chicken tikka, but because I was 11, I had no idea who was supposed to be playing.
Okay, so I've been waiting to tell this story, but I had this very small role as a waiter in this movie a little while back, and when I got the role, I had one speaking line, and my class was super excited about it, and since this was pre-COVID, they were able to come to the taping of it. So it was like a pretty big budget thing, starred a female movie star that was kind of a little bit of a diva. I don't want to say who it was, because there's no reason to, but my one line as a waiter was, "I'm sorry, the chicken breast isn't available today." So we went through, I said the line, and she yelled cut and just stopped the take. And everybody was kind of confused, and she was like, "The line, you were wrong. The line is, 'I'm sorry, we're out of the chicken breast,'" which I was right, she was wrong, but I didn't want to, like, annoy her or anything. But then my one friend was like, "No, actually, Sean said his line right," and then that ended with the girl telling the director to pick between her or me.
A lot of weird things happen on film sets. It could be dancing along to literally no music, or it could be running away from invisible beasts that will later be added in with CGI. And sometimes I find myself taking a step back and thinking, wow, what am I doing right now? What am I witnessing? I got one job inquiry where they basically had to confirm that I didn't need to eat a real child to get the role. Sorry, what? What? Say that again? What? And another time I was actually on set, I found myself dressed up as an ancient Celt, and I was watching one actress standing on top of a cage that contained Zoe Wanamaker and pretending to urinate into her mouth. What's my life? What?
Yes. So in college, I went to college at Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee, where I still live because I love it. I somehow got to be a seat filler at the CMT Artist of the Year Awards. I don't know. I went with some buddies and it was a lot of fun. I've never been a seat filler before, so I didn't know what to expect. Being a seat filler is pretty cool. Sometimes you get to just be in the audience and have a good time and enjoy the show. Other times you maybe fill in a seat for a celebrity when they go pee, or other times you get the best seat in the house. I still don't know how this happened. They sat me right up against the stage. I was so close to all my favorite artists. I literally got to see the spit come from their mouth when they were singing. It was insane. Someone took this on the TV. I don't know. But there's me, there's Carrie in The Olympians. It was amazing. It was a really cool experience.
I have been waiting for this moment. So I was an extra in the movie Glass, and this is the end scene in the train station. So this is my first time ever being in a movie, so I did not know what to expect. I was so hungry because this one little scene, if you watch the movie, you'll see it's like 20 seconds. It takes 8 hours in reality. So the 8 hours I'm there, I'm starving. So in our little 5-minute break, I go down a hot dog, come back to redo the scene. So as we're resetting the scene, legendary director M. Night Shyamalan comes up to me, introduces himself, puts his hand out to shake. And in that moment, I realized I still have hot dog grease on my fingers. I shook M. Night's hand with greasy hot dog fingers. Literally so embarrassing. He definitely noticed, but nicest guy. They were all so nice, except for...
I've been an extra on the show The Librarians a couple times back when it was filming, and Noah Wiley was getting ready to run onto the set for his scene. We were waiting for go, and he like grabbed something out of the air. Turns out he grabbed a fly that was flying around and like caught it. And he was so excited. He was like showing everyone, and the energy in the space just completely like ramped up out of control. It was bananas how excited he was, and everyone else was excited for him. It just made it super fun. And I loved that memory.
If you ever been an extra or a background actor on a TV show or film, what was the craziest thing you witnessed? I'll go first. So I live in New York City, and I was an extra in Law and Order. SVU. Yeah, baby. I'm officially a New York actor. Anyway, I got to meet Mariska Hargitay along with the other extras. We were all protesters for a scene outside City Hall in downtown Manhattan. She came over to us. She was super nice. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe she's like the nicest person in the world. Then she walked away to go talk to the director. Then she had to cross through the extra area to get back to her trailer. And that's when the weird shit happened. One of the extras was just a little too friendly with her and decided to caress her back. Yes, you heard me. Oh my God, Mariska, I love you. Oh my God, I love you. I love you. I love you. Girl, stop. You ruined it for all of us. Well, guess what? Mariska never came back because she was creeped all the way out.